Sometimes life goes to shit. Look around at the life you have and the lives of people around you, and you realise that everything you've worked really hard for and the life you envisioned for yourself just hasn't worked out. Maybe you put everything into a career that didn't work, or into a relationship that you're no longer in. Either way, we've all felt this feeling of everything going to shit, of being utter chaos. My name's Theo, I'm studying hypnotherapy, and I'm making this video to hold your hand whilst we go through and acknowledge the chaos. I'm in my late 20s, and if I look at my life a few years ago, I was well on the path to be where I wanted to be and to be who I wanted to be. But then I lost my job, I came out of a relationship that I'd spent a long time in, and I realised that I had to rebuild everything. I moved to a rural part of the UK. I was away from my friends and my family back in London, and I had to start again. And with my 30s coming closer, it was really scary. I think for some people, having a fresh start and starting again might feel quite refreshing, but for me it was terrifying, and I know I'm not alone in that. When it first happened, I fell back into some bad habits that I'm not particularly proud of. I was just sort of scrambling for a foothold until I was steady and strong enough to pull myself up. But, whatever I rested my foot on just kept breaking, and because my wounds weren't healed, every time I fell, it hurt even worse. But now, it's 2026, and we're breaking out of old habits, and we're going to become the stable, secure person we want to be. We're going to build ourselves back up with love and compassion, and not curse the person we were or the life around us, and we're going to become the person we want to be. Things aren't going to change overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither were you. We're all built up of these different parts and memories and thoughts of everything we've ever seen and experienced, and it's all jumbled together in the brain to make you and who you are, which means that breaking old habits and starting new ones isn't as simple as, buying a gua sha or saying we're going to do 20 push-ups every morning. It takes a long time to break old habits and form new ones. I'm really lucky to have a close group of friends, and one of these friends told me in one of my many times of crisis that healing is really boring. And he's right. Healing is so boring. There have been so many times I've wanted to just put myself in one of those little sensory deprivation tanks and just rewire my brain like I'm a spy and be like, yes, I've done it, I fixed that, I've done the work, I've done the do. That means that I'm fixed now. But it's a lot less active doing and working and doing the big challenge to get over it. It's slowly building habits. It's allowing things to process. It's those everyday routines and rituals. It's not a big final boss battle in a video game like I kind of hoped it would be. Healing's boring, but it's worth it. I'm trying to focus on goals this year that are more internal, positive, and emotional rather than external. So one of your goals might be, I'm gonna get the job that I always wanted in this career this year. But that relies on some external factors, like, are you gonna even be seen between all the 500 other applicants that applied in the first hour? Are you gonna find a job that's in an easy enough radius for you to travel in? It's focusing a lot on external things rather than the internal things. So by having achievable internal emotional goals, like I'm going to spend more emotional time with myself and figure out how to process these things, or I'm going to be kinder to myself when I do get a job rejection, these sorts of things are going to help you a lot more focus on yourself, and they're achievable, which means you feel really good about yourself when you can do them. It's still okay to want those things, just put a little bit less pressure on yourself for things that you don't have much control over. Self-love isn't settling. Sometimes I think about being happy as I am right now, and I feel this gut punch to the stomach where I think that that means I have to be satisfied with who I am right now and where I am in my life, which just isn't true. I feel like I still have a lot of work to do on me as a person, in my life, in my career, in my relationships. But being able to give yourself love and to love yourself doesn't mean you're going to stop working on things. It doesn't mean you're going to just stay as you are. Loving yourself isn't settling. It's being kind and compassionate to yourself whilst you grow and whilst you change. It's okay to be proud of the things that you've done and the wins that you've had, while still acknowledging them as a launching pad onto something that you want that's bigger in the future. Self-love and confidence is actually going to help you achieve what you want in the future. All these negative thoughts and feelings, it's like clutter in your brain, and by being able to take them out and take out the self-hatred and take out the self-criticism, you leave more room in your brain to focus on the things that you want to achieve and on the life you want to have. It's easier to better yourself and to accomplish things when you're doing that with patience and self-love and confidence. So you're not settling by loving yourself, and you're not settling by being confident. It's helping you. Don't fight it. One thing I try and do is just notice when the self-critic is talking in my brain, and I've given it a name as well. I don't trust rich people called Jeffrey. We have Jeffree Star, we have Jeffrey Dahmer, we have Jeffrey Epstein. 3 Jeffreys I generally wouldn't listen to. So I call this self-critic Jeffrey. It makes it a lot easier when Jeffrey is saying you're being lazy and you're never going to achieve the things you want to achieve in life and you're going nowhere, you're stuck. Shut up, Jeffrey. I don't have to listen to you. It's also really important to remember that that voice is trying to help you. And lots of the time, that voice that you have in your head, even though you hear it in your own voice, it's really the voice of like an old teacher or a parent or someone you knew in your life who was really criticizing. And they would obviously criticize you, thinking it was going to be helpful to you, to help you grow, to help you keep going. But it's not serving you anymore. So maybe when you hear this voice, if you can recognize, yes, this was from an old teacher. They used to say these things about me, and that's why I think about this way about myself. Or maybe the same way for your parents or someone else who's influential in your life. That might be where this voice is coming from, so keep note of that. When everything is chaotic and messy and going to shit, it's easy to see everything you've ever done as a failure. But bitch, you're blind. Put some glasses on, okay, and look again, because it's just not true. Not everything you've done is horrendous. You can be proud of yourself for things that you've done. I'm sure there are lots of things that you've done or can do really well. But right now, because everything is messy and chaotic and feels horrible, acknowledging that anything's good or anything's positive is really hard. And that's okay. That's valid. That's so understandable. Bringing down those walls that are hiding everything you're proud of that you've done, who are screaming at you that you're a failure, you're not good enough, they're not helping you. If you take down those walls and look at the things you're proud of, it doesn't mean that feeling this shitty isn't valid anymore. You're allowed to feel really crap right now, even though there are positive things in your life. You can feel bad when some things are bad. Not everything has to be bad for you to allow yourself to feel a little bit crap. But I also know that pointing at the things that you've done that you're proud of and telling your nervous system to calm down, look, it's not that bad, that's not really going to do anything. But when you are in a space to put those glasses on and to see the positive things in your life and to see those happy moments, write them down. It is so nice to have something written down that when you are feeling like crap and when you are feeling like everything's a failure, you can actually look at and be like, oh, no, actually I am proud of this and I do like this. It's a good reminder to yourself that not everything's always going to be awful. You're not in this black hole of misery. There is a way out, and you can get out. You have before. You can do it again. We know you can. Something really helpful that I found was my friends wrote down things for me that they love about me and that they think I'm good at. I have them up on my wall at the moment because I love them so much. And when I have been feeling down and feeling like everything's a little bit crap and a little bit too much, I just look at those notes that my friends wrote me and have a little bit of a cry, honestly. But it's so nice to know that you're loved and to know that you're good at things, because there are people around you who love you, and there are people around you who know you're good at things. Ask them, try me. As humans, we're creatures of habit, so when everything else is crumbling around us, if we find a routine in our lives that we can stick to, that helps everything feel a little bit more stable and okay. But as a freelancer, I get irrationally angry at anyone who says, just make a routine and stick to it, because I don't know what I'm doing next week. I don't know if I'm going to randomly get called up and be like, hey, we need you to work this day. A routine isn't allowed in my life. One thing I find really helps is just having a morning routine. Every morning, my dog Luna will jump on my face, and then I will get up, I will make the bed, I'll go downstairs, I'll take her out to use the loo, do the cat food, do the dog food, drink my coffee. Just having that little morning ritual is so positive for me. It builds a good step for the morning, it builds a good step for the day, because I've started by doing something and then I can get started. Just that bit of my day can be easy. I don't have to think about it, I don't have to worry, because I can just go through the steps and just go through the motions and deal with the chaos later. I also organise my schedule so that I make sure I do things I enjoy every week, or things that I want to do for me. Like, I like meditating, so I always make sure I have time to meditate in my schedule, even if I was going to meditate for half an hour tomorrow. Oh, but now I'm working tomorrow. It's okay, I can move the meditation somewhere else. That's just one of those things that I try to build in. So making sure you have those times for yourself and for the things you want to do, I think that's really important. Something that really stuck with me was, does this spark joy? Which is what Marie Kondo would say, if you've seen that. And I like to bring this into other aspects of my life. A lot of the time I disassociate and I find it hard to really enjoy the things that I normally do enjoy in life. Like, I've got my puppy and sometimes we'll go on a walk and I'll just be in my own head or disassociating or daydreaming. I'm not looking and being present and enjoying how cute she is. So I think it's really important to find those things in life that spark joy again. Sometimes we'll just go out and we'll play a game of fetch, and we'll go running around together, we'll play. I think as adults we don't really play enough. So finding those things that spark joy, and for me it's playing with my dog, but for some people it could be playing the guitar, playing with Lego. I don't know why play is the only thing in my mind right now, but finding those things in your life that does spark that joy, make time for it. Make sure you've got it, because joy in your life is so important, and it's so easily forgotten about by what we need to achieve and what we need to do, but not what makes us feel good and what makes us feel happy. I'll be posting a hypnotherapy session on Friday to help us all slow down a little bit and to take the time to breathe. Hypnotherapy is a little bit like guided meditation. It helps calm your nervous system, boost your self-esteem, and generally just improve life. If you want to learn more about it, I've made a video called What is Hypnotherapy, which you can watch here, I think, or maybe here, I don't know. I'm not good at this yet. Thank you for watching. I'll be posting some more videos about self-love and mental health, and as well as some more hypnotherapy sessions in the future. So if you're interested, stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.